Hello there. My name is Ingemar and welcome to this video. I'm talking with Nick Richards, who heads up our data protection, GDPR compliance team. We are HCL, a management consultancy helping law firms and other businesses with running their businesses, a lot of compliance support. And in this particular occasion, we're talking about the data protection support. So Nick heads up the team, and there's his profile in here. And we do offer GDPR data protection support. So today we're going to be answering a question about why should law firms be interested in the new Legal Services Operational Privacy Certification Scheme, the LOCS.
Well, I think it's quite an extensive exercise, to be fair. There would be quite a lot of work to do, hence probably outsourcing it unless you have very specific and internal resource with relevant experience. But I think by having, an ISO accreditation for a company in technology or whatever, it is a badge of honor that you can put on your website. It is ICO approved. And the ICO have also said quite clearly that organizations that hold this certification will effectively be treated differently in the event of an incident, a breach or whatever, because the ICO have always taken a pragmatic view of compliance, which is basically, we want to see that you have made an effort to be as fully compliant as possible. And we understand that sometimes things go wrong. You could have a ransomware attack, you could have a cyber attack, you could have an internal breach by a disgruntled employee. There's all sorts of things. You can have a difficult client that makes a complaint. And the ICO made it clear that if you have gone to the effort and trouble of certifying to this new LOCS scheme, which will fall very clearly under the certification schemes within the GDPR, then that is a clear demonstration that you take data protection seriously and compliance seriously, and they will therefore potentially be a lot more lenient. But also, I think it's a real point of difference in what's a competitive market. Well, all markets now are competitive. And so looking for points of difference, given the increased importance of data protection and how seriously individuals are starting to take their data, I think it's a real benefit to a law firm to have this certification in place. I think if you fast forward 10 years, you might find that a very large number of lawyers have this in place, and therefore it may be that clients, when they're looking for a law firm, might be more attracted to the ones that have that scheme in place. So I think the early adopters could have a real benefit.
Interesting. Yeah, a couple of thoughts that came to me were, we know that the professional indemnity insurers are looking at this. There is a significant risk for them. And so that's going into the PII premiums. And I would have thought it may speak to them when assessing the premium if someone has this certification, but also where law firms perhaps are tendering with bodies where, for example, there's a mandatory requirement for a data protection officer, like parts of the government, the medical organizations and such like. Having this in place may assist them in their tenders, perhaps, for work. So not just individuals, but also with governmental and other organization, bigger jobs that you're tendering for. It strikes me that this could also end up being competitive advantage.
I think that's a really good point because, for example, outside of the law sector, the government now, in fact, the public sector generally, is now having something like ISO 27001 information security certification has become mandatory in the vast majority of those tenders. So I think certainly whether it's a big organization or a public body, if they are appointing a law firm, I think, in the longer term, I don't think there's any doubt that this will be a big tick in the box in terms of looking at that particular law firm. I'm absolutely sure that will be the case.
Fantastic. Really good discussion. And we're going to have to watch this space as more information becomes available, because this is brand new. And this is the first of these certification schemes that are out there. They started with law firms, but once they get a template, I guess it's going to be quicker and for them to roll this out to others.
Yeah. And if anyone wants, then they can contact us and we can give you a copy of the standard.
Thank you very much, Nick. That was really interesting. If you have any questions or would like to ask us to review something, do some training, or help you in any way, then please do get in touch. The email address is ingemar@hunningsconsultancy.co.uk, or you would have seen at the beginning the website. So please go to there and fill in the inquiry form. So I hope you found that had helped. The final thing is, please would you subscribe to the channel so that you may see other videos that you might find useful coming up there. Thank you very much.